Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the first of 4 graded stakes races at Santa Anita on opening day Tuesday is race number 3. Let's take a look at the field for the Grade 2 San Antonio Stakes. $300,000 is the purse. We have a field of 6, and we have the runner-up in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Bob Baffert sends out Collected 3-5 on the morning line as he preps for the Pegasus World Cup.
Yeah, and that's the thing that maybe that's a little bit of a hiccup here, is that this is nothing more than a prep to get to the big race down at Gulfstream, but at the same time, I don't know, I just kind of look at it and say he's going to need to regress tremendously.
This horse is 7 for 8 lifetime on Fast Dirt. The only time he's lost was the Breeders' Cup Classic, and he gave Gun Runner a test, and a really stiff test turning into the stretch. And Horse of the Year 2B Gun Runner was able to flick Collected off late, but those are some legit Beyer speed figures. And as we see from this Timeform US Pace Projector, Collected is probably going to be out there on the early lead, and if that blue bar is right, probably all over but the shouting.
Yeah, I mean, if he clears off like that and they're going, let's just say 47 to the half, he's not going to lose. That's the thing, even if he needs one to really get tight. The thing of it is, I just feel like there's such a slim chance that he regresses enough and someone else ups their game enough to make up that gap. I just think he's way the horse to beat.
Before we dive into the pace scenario a little bit deeper, I want to remind everybody, please sign up to DRF Bets, $200 free bets, just waiting for you. It's calling for you. No deposit required. drf.com/join, promo code FREEBET09. I think Accelerate's going to actually try to make Collected work going into the first turn. That is his best game. That is how he took down Arrogate in the San Diego Handicap. That is how he tried Collected in the Pacific Classic, and he was far from disgraced at a distance longer than his best. The Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, I don't know what happened to him in that spot. I don't think he's going to win this race. I think he can play a part in the outcome, but I also think he's a true Del Mar horse.
Yeah, well, then there's another problem. That Del Mar is clearly where he does his best racing. Apparently, it sounds like he came out of the Breeders' Cup a little bit of a sore foot, ultimately popped the quarter, and you know, so maybe there's a reason for him running as poorly as he did. You're still not supposed to look like, I mean, he never picked his feet up at any point. Now, to me, that's a major concern. I think he's going to go. The problem is, I don't think he's fast enough to go. And even if he does, okay, so Collected sits just off your flank, I'd take my chances.
Is Prime Attraction fast enough to go with Collected early? This horse very quietly in his last 3 races has earned 3 triple-digit Beyer speed figures. Who knew he was a dirt horse? He won the Grade 3 Native Diver last time out, and he did it in very comfortable fashion. We've always described him as sort of a big goofball, but he's slowly starting to make us pay attention a little bit.
Well, he's still a goofball. Let's not mistake that. He's still out there swapping leads, just not even paying attention, but he's just that talented. And we've always said, the talent is not the question with this horse, it's the mind. Is it there? Well, the mind still isn't there, but the talent is showing through. And if for some reason he finally puts it all together mentally, you're looking at a serious racehorse. I'm against him here, acknowledging that to me he's the most interesting horse in the race.
I wonder if I overestimated Giant Expectations' Pat O'Brien win at Del Mar 3 starts back. It was a fast race. I thought visually it was a good race. He then ran in the Santa Anita Sprint Championship at a distance that maybe was a little bit too short for him. He did not run well. No disgrace losing to Roy H., who came back to win the Breeders' Cup Sprint. He didn't run in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. No disgrace in a race that featured Sharp Azteca, who came back to win the Cigar with a 1:15 Beyer speed figure. But I think he's a 7 furlong horse. That 6 is too short, this distance is too long, and now he's coming into the race off 2 no efforts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're going to get out of this horse, and even his best race, let's be honest, his best race right now pales in comparison to the top 3 or top 4 in here. I think they'd be pleased if they got a placing.
Top of the Game's won 3 out of his last 4 starts and is returning to his favorite track. He is undefeated at Santa Anita. That being said, when he took down Opportunity 2 starts back, he was catching A, Opportunity off the layoff, and B, he couldn't have had a better trip. I mean, he saved ground, the rail opened up, he was behind basically a 3-ply duel, and he just shot on through. The Native Diver was okay. Supposedly our clockers do not like what they're seeing from Top of the Game in the morning.
Well, and yeah, that's got to be a concern, certainly. I thought the Comet at the top was a really good effort. I thought he just dusted that field, and I liked the way that he just accelerated on the turn. The Native Diver, he got shuffled a little bit. The pace setter one of the pace setters anyway, faltered right into his face, and that kind of took him out of his element. I don't know that he's still this good. We'll find out. I think he might be better. I know he's 4 for 4 here. I feel like he's done his best work so far, though, down at Del Mar. I don't know what we're going to get out of him here. We'll find out. I still think he's going to need to run the best race of his life.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the San Antonio Stakes. Admittedly, I do not want to have a ton of money in against Collected, but I don't think your son Opportunity is completely out of this, especially if Prime Attraction moves early with this horse. Accelerate moves early with Collected. Opportunity has slowly moved forward, the old-timer, in his 2 starts back. The Comet to the Top was his first race back. That was just a prep for the Clark. The Clark was a race where the last move was the best move, and Opportunity came with a big wide run and a little bit of an early run, and then he was pitted in tight when he was still punching it out in the last 150 yards or so. He can still step. The problem is he needs pace.
He needs pace, and I know he's won at this distance 3 times. I think he wants longer. I think he's a 1.25 mile horse, has always been. I don't think he's without a chance in here. I know what I'm going to get out of him. It's going to be a 103, 104. And again, Collected's going to need to come back to the field by about 10 buyer points. We're talking lengths there. I have a hard time imagining Collected coming back that drastically. If he does, Opportunity certainly has a chance. If Collected runs his race, nobody's beating him.
Single, Collected in multis.
Single.
Collected in multis. Collected would be my A. Opportunity would be my B. If I could somehow get 9-2, maybe I take a small shot with Opportunity. I do think he is slowly cycling back to his best, but we do think that Bob Baffert has them over a barrel in the San Antonio Stakes. If you are playing the card from home, $200 free bet, no deposit required for new DRF bet signups. drf.com/join, promo code FREEBET09. Enjoy this really nice opening day card at the Great Race Place on Tuesday. Good luck.